So let's now try and identify support and resistance on an actual chart. Now, as we've been speaking about, support and resistance are levels where the buyers and sellers literally come in and battle it out. Okay, so a support level will be an area where the sellers have been in control, and then suddenly the buyers come in to prevent the sellers from going any lower and, perhaps reverse a price action. And resistance is an area where the buyers have been in control and suddenly the sellers come in to halt the price and to either push it lower or to hold it at that particular price. But what does this actually look like on a chart? So when we're referring to support and resistance levels, what are we talking about? Well, this here, we can see that the price has come down here and it's found a point where it can't go any further and it starts to rally off in the opposite direction. Okay, so that there would be considered a support area. Once the market comes up, it then finds an area where it can go no further. Okay, so it's hit like a ceiling in the price and it can't go any further and it reverses. So that's what we would consider a resistance level. The market comes down and it finds a floor, hence a support level, and then it moves on up again and finds an area where it can't go any further, and hence we've got another resistance level here. And these can be found all over the charts, and we can find major levels, or we can find more insignificant levels that we can use to trade from as well. So this would be a more insignificant level, support level over here. The market's come down, it's found support. So what's happened here, the sellers have been in control, and you can see that from these big red candles here, the sellers have been in control all the way down here until it finds a point where it can go no further. And what's happening here is either the buyers are holding the price or the sellers aren't as willing to go any further as they were in these previous candles over here, hence creating a support area. The market then moves up, finds resistance, comes down, finds support. Okay, so again, sellers were in control, buyers got involved over here and started to push the price up. The buyers were in control until we get up to this point here, which is a resistance point. The sellers get involved and they start to push the price down. Then the buyers get involved again and start to push the price up, where again the sellers get involved and start to push the price down. Okay, so on this chart we have support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here. Okay, so looking at this chart, how can we use this to help us make our trading decisions? Well, what we can do is we can use these levels to say that if the market has reacted to these levels once, then there's a very, very good chance that the markets are going to react to this level again next time it comes to this level. So let's put in a horizontal line of resistance over here. So what we're saying to ourselves, okay, is that the market has reacted to this level. So let's say, for example, we haven't seen this level. Let's scroll forward there. Okay, so we're here in price right now, and we're saying that the price hasn't got to this level again, but the next time it comes up to this level, perhaps if we get a reaction there, we would want to sell it. And by the same token, if we then put in a support level down here, we can say that the market reacted quite aggressively to this level. Okay, so the market came down, it found buyers at this level, and the buyers, look at the reaction there with these big candles, these big momentum candles. The market had a reaction to that particular level, so buyers got involved and pushed it back up. All right, so we've got two levels here on the chart. We've got a support level here and a resistance level here. Now, what we're saying is that the next time the market gets to this support level, if there's a reaction there, we can look for our entry signals at that particular level, because we would be expecting the price to react to that level. So if the price did react to that level, then we would be able to get involved. We don't want to just trade in the middle of the chart where there aren't any levels to trade from, because you're kind of this hit and miss. If we trade from predefined levels of support and resistance, we're increasing our probabilities of success for that particular trade. So we put in our resistance level here and our support level here. The next time the price comes to that particular level, if we see the right sort of price action, if we see the price stall at that level, then we'd want to be getting in there and buying at that level. And if we had a bought at that level, we can see exactly what happened here. The market bounced off of that level. You would have placed your stop just behind that level somewhere, perhaps behind this low here. You would have bought that level, and you would have looked for it for at least to go up to this sort of level here, this previous level of resistance, before you'd find a reaction. Now, if the market reached that level of resistance and again fail to get through it, that would then be an opportunity to sell at that particular level. And once again, if we sold at that level, look at what happened. The next time price gets down to this support level, if we got a reaction to that level, we'd be looking to buy off of that level again. Unfortunately, this time the price crashes through that level. So now we're looking for this level to act as a level of resistance and an area where we can sell from. Okay. Do you remember back in the slides I said that there's a concept where previous support can become resistance, and at the same time previous resistance can become support? Well, that's what I'm going to show you here on these charts. So right here we had a support level. It was support once, it was support twice. The market crashes through it and now starts to find it as resistance. It sells off from that level. It trades back to that level over here, and what happens? Finds it as resistance, sells off from that level there. And what we would have been looking for are our entry criteria, our signals, which we'll show you about later on in the course. But right now we're just identifying these support and resistance levels and identifying how we can use them to trade from. Okay, so again, what's happened here is the market has come down, it's found some support over here, it's rallied back up to our previous level of support. So it's support once, twice, acts as resistance when it breaks through. So we know that this level has some sort of significance, and if the market reacts to that level, then we're going to be looking to enter in the direction of our signal, which we'll show you about later on in the course. And as you can see, previous support here becomes resistance. The market crashes from that level, comes up here, finds resistance, crashes down, hence it acts as a resistance again and provides us with a nice opportunity to trade. Now what we have here is we've got another level of support. Okay, now if the market reacts to this particular level, we'd look to buy it. We can see that there's a little bit of a reaction there, so perhaps we would have bought that level. We would have been stopped out, but you know, there's nothing we can do about that. It then crashes through that level. And what we want to see now is if the price returns to that level, we want price to treat it as resistance. So again, previous support becomes resistance. And if we can get that kind of price action, we'd want to sell from that level. And sure enough, look at what happens again. The market rallies up to that level. We've got a previous level of support here. It acts as resistance, and then it sells off from that level. So do you guys see how powerful this is? You know, you can't make this up. This happened live in the markets. We actually talked about these formations in our members, in our weekly analysis that we're going through with our members at the particular time. We talked about this setup here, the fact that the market has gone down, broken through support. If it comes back up and finds resistance at this level, you want to sell it. And this kind of stuff happens over and over again. Let's put another support line in here and move forward. Okay, and what's happened? The market's found resistance up here. It's broken through this support. So the next time it comes up to that support level, we'd like it to act as resistance. So previous support becomes resistance. And then we'd like it to sell off from there, which it does. The next time the market comes up, we're looking for that level to hold again and then sell off again. And it does again. And then if we do the same thing again, put our line over here to highlight our support. Next time the market comes up, we'd like it to find it as resistance. So the market goes down, comes back up, finds that level as resistance, and then obviously drops off from there. So do you see how significant these levels can be when you're trading? And they happen on every chart, on every time frame, literally on any instrument in the world, because this is what professional traders look for. They look for these levels. They look for support levels. They look for resistance levels because they know it gives them a clue in the markets. Okay, it gives them a clue as to what the price could do next. It's not a crystal ball. It's not saying that the price is definitely going to react to this level. You know, we don't know that. We may get stopped out. But it's just another thing that's tipping the balance of power into our favor. Okay, and these are the sorts of things that you need to be looking for when you're looking at your charts. All right, so just very quickly again, just to summarize, a resistance level is a level where the market comes up, so buyers have been in control, finds a wall of sellers, the sellers take control and push the market in the opposite direction. A support level is exactly the opposite, so the markets come down, the sellers have been involved, it finds a floor on the price, the buyers get back involved and push it in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. Okay, and interestingly enough, as you can see here, even for a consolidation zone, and this is a bit more of a consolidation than a swing, you also have predefined levels of support and resistance. Okay, so you can bracket your consolidation zones and say, you know what, I'm not actually going to trade in this particular area here because it's just consolidation. So I'm going to wait for price to break out from this level before I'm going to trade from it. Okay, so your support and resistance, they don't have to be major swings down and major swings back up to warrant it to be support and resistance. All we're looking for are areas where the price has been moving in a particular direction and fails to go any further. So we're looking for essentially invisible floors and invisible ceilings on our chart. The place where the price fails to get any higher, which will become resistance, and if we find a place where price fails to get any lower, we consider that support. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you guys. If it doesn't, as always, post your questions below and we'll get back to you with the answers. But what I'd like you to do now, as always, is jump onto your charts, take a look at your platform, and just go through your charts to see if you can identify support and resistance areas. Okay, go through every chart, every different time frame, whichever you're comfortable with, and really just identify these levels of support and resistance so you know what it is that we're looking at, and look to see how they react to these levels when they come back to get tested, because this will really give you confidence when it comes to trading these particular levels here. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.